Right, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to do a bit of filming, me and Callum. We're going to go through a leg session. Callum's going to show me what he's got and show me how to train some legs, aren't you, mate? Yeah. So we're going to do that. So this is my last session on the current training split for me. So I'm on a bit of a D volume. So there's no extended sets, there's no massive amounts of intensity. It's just a case of finishing off this program, ready to roll into a new program next week. The big focus for me now is getting ready for competition next summer. So we're going to work on, my main areas to focus are to increase muscle in my upper body and then work on my posterior chain as well. So mainly glutes and hamstrings to bring them up to the level of my quads. You'll see that reflected in a lot of the programming Cal does for me. Literally my quads will grow off 2 to 3 sets per session, as long as I put the work in. And due to a few knee injuries over the years, I've got to be very selective about what I do in them sessions. So some weeks I might do sled pulls, so there's no eccentric loading, with some leg extensions, or I'm quite comfortable on a pendulum squat. And then other weeks when my knees feel pretty good, I can leg press and even hack squat. So I've just got to sort of play it by ear each week, really. So we're going to start off with some accessory work. So we're going to start off with some adductors, a muscle group which I find people can lack. So we're going to do some heavy adductor work, then into some hamstring work, and then finish off with some quad work and a little bit of calves at the end. So we've got 2 adductors. We've got a hoist adductor and we've got a Cybex Eagle adductor. I bought that one because I thought it was exactly what I wanted, but in reality it's just not heavy enough. So if anyone's looking for a Cybex Eagle adductor, let me know. I'll trade it for a Cybex lying leg curl. Callum's already fucked off, he's had enough. Warm up was enough. See how much babysitting I have to do this session. Talking to his other bosses. If you don't shave your head, Callum, you can't work at Utopia. That's what he say. Come on, Cal, find the hole. Come on.
I've got no trouble with that, mate.
Found it once. That was enough. See, I'm really focusing on the eccentric of a rep. So try and take 2 to 3 seconds and put my hands on the outside of my knees. Just because it's a comfortable position, I'm not pushing with them, but trying my hardest to allow tempo to determine how many reps I can do, not just swinging it from A to B. And it makes all the difference when we're trying to train for hypertrophy. Right, back up set, 230, 12, 15. So slight different, just to knock it back, put my hips into a bit more extension, make it a bit harder. This is why I need a lying leg curl. Your seated one, it's just to get better drive. So got full stack plus the increment for 12 there, and there's no way you can load. I could band it. I could band it round there to increase resistance. As I said before, starting the session with hamstrings, well, adductors then hamstrings, because that's the area which we want to improve most. So if I started with quads and blitz them, then I'm not going to be able to put as much effort into my hamstrings just because of fatigue and towards the end of the session. I think it also stabilises a lot of the muscles around your legs, so when it comes to quad work, it flows much easier, and especially around my knees. I need my knees to be as stable as possible, so getting my hamstrings working and all the supporting muscles, and even a little bit of quad stabilisation through exercises is going to make my quad work much better. That's why I don't really need to do much warm up, because the sessions are laid out so that when I get to quads, my knees are pretty warm. So this is our old hip extension, which will be leaving us very soon. We managed to find an old Cybex hip extension which is in the corner there. Callum asked for a job to sand it down and paint it, and I should have asked my 5-year-old niece. So it'll be off the powder coating. So normally on leg session, this is when my lower back really pumps up now. So after leg curls, normally on this exercise, I'll start to struggle. Similar on posterior day, after glute drive, hitting RDL, banded, the band just tears my lower back up. Normally I take a product called Hydromax, but I've run out. So at the moment I'm just taking electrolytes, which help. But I think it's mainly due to the fact how much weight I've gained since January. So I'm, 14 kilo up and holding a relatively good body composition as well. So that weight over such a short period of time is going to cause that, contribute to that, sorry. But I'm not complaining, like I'm made up with how much weight I put on. So I'll finally be able to get the last piece of Watson shite out of the gym once we get the Cybex one done.
What about the...
Well, I'll give Watson the true squat, to be fair. Yeah, but that's the old Watson, not the new fancy, well engineered, not well designed. But to be fair to them, this hip extension's not bad. So what are you going to see at the cinema, mate? Suicide Squad?
We're going to swimming.
Oh, swimming?
Yeah.
I thought you said the cinema. Has she been swimming before? No, yeah. No, she hasn't. I'll be class. No, when we used to take Evelyn, literally Emma took Evelyn when she must have been about 3 months old, and we're just like, yeah, just throw them in, and we just like, don't drown. They sink when you pick them up, but they can sort of like, I don't know if they can breathe underwater, but they can sort of like, no, I know, but obviously there's something. I've never really looked into it, but
Luke's good at coaching, stay there. If he tells you to throw your baby, she'll breathe underwater. So,
just for 5 seconds, it's completely sound. So brief interlude for drinks. It's normally about halfway through, I'll start drinking my intra-workout. I don't try and sip it throughout the whole thing because it makes me feel a bit sick at the beginning. But then when I start to feel like I'm flagging, I like to add it in. So that's just juice with electrolytes in. And then I'm just gonna add some cyclic dextrin, so 100 grams. 2 full scoops, which is 100 grams of carbs. But ideally I'd love to just put 4 in, but it's just irrelevant, it's just pointless. But then it just means I have to eat less today. So food hasn't gone up this week, so it's still 300 protein, 950 carbs, 100 fat, which is a challenge as it is. But I've come well prepared today. This is rare for me, by the way. We've got rice, we've got squares bars, we've got cornflakes, and obviously the goat, Serene. So that'll see me up to 700 by 5 o'clock. So I've only got to hit another 250 when I go home. But I didn't realise how important it was to just choose, well I did, to choose the correct things when you're that high. Because, you know, if I eat potatoes, I've got to eat like 1 kilogram potatoes, they just constitute a meal. So rice and then some easy carbs like a squares bar and some fruit juice. So I had 3 different sources of carbs when I train. Well, when I eat. So I don't have to overload on rice. So I'm now on pendulum, Callum's shit out and doing hack squat instead because he knows his numbers, which is fair enough. But because of my knee injury, hacks put a little bit too much pressure on him. So I've rotated, well I didn't rotate it, it was never in. Cal moved it to sled pulls. But since my knee's been better, I've been able to do a top and a back off on pendulum, back to like a heavy weight, and then just one, and again, one sort of DC style set on the leg press, so just 3 failure points. And that's my quad work done. I might do a bit of leg extension if I've got anything left in my knees. So we're going to do add a plate each set, 2 to 3 reps. Literally, this is just because of my knees. I can't rush into squatting heavy. I literally just have to go plate, 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 and then sort of when I feel like my quads are really working, go into my working set. So today I should be doing either 5 3/4 or 6 to 6. But we'll just go up to 5, see how 4 feels. If 4 feels good, I'll go straight up to 5.5 or 6 and get my working set done. We'll see how this feels through my knees and then decide what my working set's going to be. If my knees don't feel amazing, my weight feels heavy, I will just use this as my working set. So due to that, I am going to put my knee sleeves on now, just in case I do decide to just do a full set. And if I was using this weight for full set, it's going to be 8 to 12. And you don't know what a lower back pump is until you're waddling through a leg session. So single ply strength shop sleeves, just literally just for comfort and feel a little bit of support. Not going to help me drive out the hole or anything, just there for a bit of compression. Right, just 1 rep, unless it feels like a ton of lead, which it shouldn't. Yeah, good. So typically as my weight gets heavier, my muscles kick in more, take the stress off my joints, so typically heavier sets feel better. So feel good today. So last time I did, well, it was 7 plates. During lockdown, when obviously Jake and I were only the ones who were allowed to train in here, I did 7 plates on my own with no spot, blew my knee out. So this is the first time I've been above 5 plates since probably January. Had another little niggle in May on the squat press, that one. So I've now got a phobia of that squat press, I'll use the other one. So we're going to see how this goes for 6 reps. Last one, 6. Oh. Right, take this jumper off before I die. Stretch it for above 15. What? It's one of those sexy lingerie adverts. They're there for comfort. Two. So I got up to 14 plates, so stacked it for quads. But on the 3rd week I did it, I took Bodhi for a walk and ran across the beach with him and then came and trained legs. Knees were feeling a bit shaky, so rather than just put my sleeves on, I wrapped my knees, wrapped them too tight and just literally just compressed my kneecap and threw me out for about, well, since then. So literally just do a high rep set now to failure. 3 failure points. So we'll just go till I can't push anymore, rest 30 seconds and repeat twice. Right, Cal. 2 sets of leg extensions. I can't bend my knee. So on the Cybex leg extension, you can set this quite high up your knee, up your shin, sorry, which is amazing for my knees, because if I put that closer to my feet and increase that distance between the load and my joint, it just destroys me. So it reduces the amount of shear through the joint. So makes it a little bit more comfortable after doing quite a lot of loading. Well done, mate. Session. How is he getting down the stairs like that?